Well, Geoff Parling, tough match at the weekend against Scotland. No denying that this is going to be another tough match in Dublin. Is there sort of any discussion this week about this being a harder game than the one against Scotland at Twickenham?
No, not really. Look, we'll just treat it as though it's another tough game, which it is. We knew last week was going to be tough. They were going to come down with nothing to lose. We did well, we performed well, but there's lots of areas we can tighten up on, and you know, we need to sort of not give them a good start like we did Scotland. But look, this week they're a good team. They've got some good players, they have a good crowd behind them, but like I said, we'll just concentrate on ourselves, our sort of processes and what we can do.
Yes, you were able to get yourself on the score sheet last week. I'm sure you'll be hoping to do so again this week. Had a question from Twitter asking whether that's going to be a new position for you, hanging out left on the wing there as you were.
Well, because obviously Crofty is injured, hasn't been involved much, I thought I had to do the Tom Croft real sort of role. Excellent. So I hung out there for him.
One for Crofty, good. Well, it's going to be a huge game for the front five, also then for the back three, but you know, these days the second row often has to then muck in, and being able to run with the ball loose as well as, you know, doing the standard old-fashioned donkey work of winning line out and shoving in the scrum. There's a fair amount of loose play that second rows have to be aware of and interlink between forwards and backs, maybe in a way that, I don't know, 10-15 years ago that wasn't a major part of the game.
Definitely, especially with the way we want to play. You know, whether it's defence, whether you might find yourself defending, you know, out in the centres just because of the way the game's gone, or in attacking about getting that shape and talking and helping organise and hitting lines. And if you get the ball when you're hitting lines, then brilliant. If you happen to you run a good dummy line which creates, you know, space elsewhere, then it's equally just as good.
Your opponents, Mike McCarthy alongside Donica Ryan. Mike McCarthy, perhaps I'll say this politely, a bit of a late bloomer like yourself.
Yeah, he's also a bit of an oddball. I played with him at Newcastle quite a lot, so I know him really well. And we had an Argentinian prop who came over and couldn't speak any English, and the only sentence that Macca taught him to say was "Bazooka that Veruca." So that's the sort of character Macca is, yeah.
Excellent. So you'll be looking forward to seeing him again?
Yeah, looking forward to seeing him. We'll have a catch up, but obviously, you know, an important game first.
A question on Twitter was asking if you know about the hashtag Geoff Parling, Team Parling.
Yeah, I have heard it. Some of the lads sort of enjoy, you know, using it or whatever, but Twitter's not really for me. But look, it's there, isn't it? There's nothing I can do anyway.
Fair enough. And finally, a philosophical question I asked Dan Cole. Would you rather be attacked by 12 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Well, what I'd do if it was a horse-sized duck is I think I'd tame it, and then I would use it as a pet that I could ride around instead of a car. Obviously, with the increased cost of petrol at the moment, it is getting quite expensive to run a vehicle. If you've got a horse-sized duck,
would it need reins?
I think I'd tame it, and you know, I'd train it that well. It probably wouldn't. I could just communicate through certain duck noises. Or would it be a horse-like noise? Duck stroke horse noise.
Would you try that for me?
No, I'd have to practice. Really, I couldn't. You know. When I've done it with my horse-sized duck, I'll let you know.
Excellent. We look forward to that and to your display on Sunday. Geoff Parling, thanks for your time.
Cheers, thanks.